Hi, welcome to another edition of the Alan Rosenberg Show as we continue the series of showing you my entire record collection of about 5,800 albums. We are in the middle of W, and we're going to take a sidestep to cover The Who, because I have a lot of Who albums. I have 69. Wow, more than I thought. I got 69 Who albums. Now, of course, they have a lot of imports, a lot of live releases, bootlegs I have as well. And they are one of the few bands, them and the Rolling Stones, the Kinks to a certain extent, Jethro Tull to a certain extent, where I will keep different versions of their albums, because as you're going to see, you really need the different versions because they're box sets and 2 CD sets and single sets and things like that. So let's cover The Who, and we are going to start right now. And we are going to start with, I'm going to start with this vinyl one only because it's a cool one. They used to have these twofers, and this is an original, a twofer of Magic Bus and My Generation. Magic Bus is a latter-day compilation right there. This was on MCA with a gatefold, and even has a catalog in there of all these MCA. These were really good here in America when they did these twofers. Kind of the lesser popular Who albums. The Magic Bus is a latter-day compilation, and then My Generation was the U.S. version of the debut, of course. So let's stick that one over there. So we're going to start with that because then, of course, I got the 2 CD deluxe edition of My Generation right there. Now, stay tuned to the end. I have the mega boxes also, and we will get to those at the end. But this was a great version of the debut, as you can see, deluxe edition with bonus tracks and all of that good stuff. So let's stick that one right there. Then we get to a quick one. This one, they have not deluxed it, but I do have this version, deluxe edition, with some bonus tracks. But they have not turned this into a super deluxe box or 2 CD set at this point. Then they do one of my favorite ones, which is the Who Sell Out. This was the remastered edition with bonus tracks as a single disc. Then they put it out as a 2 CD deluxe edition, like that. And now you can kind of see why it's kind of essential to keep all these different versions, the stereo, the mono with bonus tracks and all of that. And then I have the mega box, which I will show you at the end. That was the Who Sell Out. Then they do Tommy. Here was a remastered version of Tommy on a single CD. Then they did a really nice version of it here, deluxe edition. And you can see the original album, and this too is outtakes and demos and things like that. Now these Who deluxe editions, I have an SACD player. These are all SACD. Right there, you can see it. So I could play this Tommy album in surround, like 5.1 surround. Just fantastic. Actually, it says it right there, 5.1 surround. And that's what these remastered are SACD. They're spectacular for me. Also have the Super Deluxe, which I'll show you at the end. Then we get to Live at Leeds. And Live at Leeds, here is the original vinyl, which I had. And this is the one that came with all of these bonus things, printed lyrics and contracts and press releases and photographs. Let's see, what else was in this original Live at Leeds vinyl? Photographs, and this is really cool. This was the original one. And set lists with how much they would, tour dates with how much they were getting paid. This is nice, right? And this is the original version. Delivery notes. Big poster, the legendary poster. Who posters don't get any more legendary than that. Maximum R&B, Live at the Marquee. So all of this was in the original Live at Leeds vinyl, obviously, because if you know my channel, when I get beautiful deluxe reissued CDs, I don't tend to keep the vinyl. You gotta keep the original Live at Leeds, right? But I played it so much, it had even more pops than the original vinyl, which had pops purposely. Here was the reissued edition of Live at Leeds on vinyl. This I'm actually going to be getting rid of. I really don't need that anymore. Then they put out the remastered edition on single CD, which threw in a whole bunch of tracks that were never on the original version. So you got to keep the original version, but you got to keep this version because this is a fantastic version of with these great bonus tracks. Then they put out a deluxe edition of Live at Leeds again, and this one had all of the deluxe extra tracks on that CD, plus the whole live version of Tommy. So Live at Leeds right there. So Live at Leeds, you know, one of the all-time great albums. For sure, all of these are all-time great albums. Then you go up to Who's Next? And this is the original remastered CD with bonus tracks. Sounds great. Then they put a deluxe edition out as a 2 CD. Again, SACD. And there you got bonus tracks and Live at the Young Vic, which was a really cool show, as you can see. Great track listing. And then we got the Mega Box, which we'll show you. Let's keep going. One of the all-time great compilations, Meaty Big, Big and Bouncy on CD. And like a lot of those bands, a lot of the singles were not on the album. So this was a great, great compilation, kind of an album in its own right. Fantastic. Then you get to Quadrophenia, which I have openly said is probably my favorite Who album. And I had, of course, the vinyl with the big booklet. I did get rid of that because I don't need it because I got the giant box, which you'll see. But here is the remastered on CD, the original 2 CD version remastered. And then you got this one, the deluxe edition. Like that. I'm not opening up all the deluxe edition. You know, 2 CD, beautiful booklets. But this one, also like that. And that's had a whole bunch of demos added on, as you can see on disc 2. But that's not the end of Quadrophenia. I got more versions, which you will see. Here's a bootleg of a really famous radio show, Tales from the Who. And this was The Who recorded at the Capitol Center in 1973 on the Quadrophenia tour. This was a radio broadcast. Great bootleg. Then you get to Odds and Sods. This is an original vinyl version that I did keep because it's very different than the CD. For one thing, the covers are all die cut, so it's like that. And it's not a gatefold, but then when you open it up, you got this great booklet in there with the lyrics and the story about Odds and Sods. These were outtakes, tracks that didn't make it. Long Live Rock, of course, later on became a big hit. And Pure and Easy, one of my favorite songs. And if you ever looked inside the original Odds and Sods, you could see there's a photograph, a live photograph in there. And that's what you kind of see through the guts of it. Pretty cool. Great packaging and a great album. But it was vinyl, so it's lean. You know, it had to be like 40 minutes or so. When they put this one out on CD, remastered with a slew of bonus tracks. So it's essential to have the original version and the CD version, which adds a ton of tracks. This thing goes up to 23 tracks now. Completely different listening experience than the original Odds and Sods. And that's why I have multiple versions of the Who albums. They're kind of like that. Now you go to, which one is this? Here's a great vinyl bootleg called Who's Zoo, a legendary one, trademark quality, color cover, and you could see what's on this album with the high numbers and just great stuff. Television broadcasts, The Last Time Under My Thumb, that cover the Stone stuff, instrumentals. This is what bootlegs were all about. Now, the Who have done an incredible job with their reissues, as you're going to see. But in its time, the bootlegs were pretty essential. Let's move up to the Who by numbers. And here is the remastered edition with some bonus tracks. They have not super deluxe Who by numbers yet. Great bootleg. Who put a better boot in 1976. This is the Who live. And another great, great bootleg of its time. This is the Who live at Swansea. Very famous bootleg. One of my first Who albums was this import from Gem, The Story of the Who. This is a British import, really hard to find at its time in the United States. And this is really, really, really how I got into the Who. This is just an amazing 2 vinyl set. You could see why I keep it. I've actually never even seen it on CD, and I would keep the vinyl anyway. And this was a great collection. Funnily enough, though, when this came out, there's nothing on here from Quadrophenia. So, kind of interesting. But that's the way it was. We'll just stick that over there for now. The Story of the Who, really important album for me. We go to 1978, And here is Who Are You, which just put out their super mega deluxe version of that. Of course, the last album with Keith Moon in it. And this is a vinyl edition, which is kind of cool because it's on red vinyl. And this is from 1978. This is not a reissue. This is the original version. I had it in black vinyl and red vinyl. Then I got rid of the black vinyl. I didn't need it. And here it is on vinyl. Now, I always kept this for one thing. It's in red vinyl. And the other thing is when they remastered it and put it on this CD, there's some different mixes on here. And some of the tracks sound really different. So, and it's got bonus tracks. So it was essential to keep the original vinyl because it's different than this version of Who Are You, which now is in a super deluxe box set. Then you got 1979 or so. You got the soundtrack to The Kids Are Alright, one of the greatest rock biographies of all time, and a great, great soundtrack. You got the soundtrack to Quadrophenia, the movie, very different than the actual album itself. So this is totally a different album, of course, but really, really good in its own right. And then they were going to tour in 1979, and I saw them. They were on the cover of Time magazine, and this is a great bootleg that I have live from the 1979 tour. And this is the track listing. And I actually saw that tour, and they were absolutely fantastic with Kenny Jones, especially on that first tour. Man, this is a great, great, great bootleg. This is a soundboard recorded from Madison Square Garden in 1979, September 16th, 1979. The fifth show. I think this was actually the show I was at. I gotta look that up. I think this was extra special because I saw it at this show. So great bootleg from 79, which they've now added a live 79 stuff on the Who Are You box. All right, that brings in the Kenny Jones era, and you got things like Face Dances, and this is the remastered version with bonus tracks, which you could see right there, bonus tracks. And then the 82 finale with Kenny Jones, It's Hard. And again, remastered with a couple of live bonus tracks, 7 minutes front. Great track. And now we are going to get into a whole slew of other stuff, reissues and hits and live stuff. Who's missing? Interesting collection. There is no shortage of Who discographies. Here's Rarities. 66 to 72 Volume 1, and then 66 to 72 Volume 2. And this is an import album. You can see that. And then they did put out the amazing box set at the time, 30 Years of Maximum R&B. This was a 4 CD set. In its time, this was state-of-the-art, man. A lot of the bonus tracks that you later saw on the reissued CDs were originally only available on this box. They did this up right. I mean, of course, now with the state of box sets the way they are, especially the Who ones, this is, perhaps not as overwhelming as it was in its time. But in its time, this was a really, really, really impressive box set. So with the 4 members in there. So 30 Years of Maximum R&B. The 4 CD box set that came out, and that was a fantastic box back then. And I even had a promo CD with some other stuff that was in here. That's kind of cool. I actually didn't have the Laserdisc because there was great footage that they put out. Then you got My Generation, the very best of the Who, pretty typical kind of compilation. Here's a bootleg when they went on tour for the Quadrophenia tour. Another tour that I saw, and this was great. And as I've mentioned to you guys, this is my favorite Who album. So great to have live versions of that. You'll see other ones. Then they put out the live at the Isle of Wight Festival 1970 legendary live performance. There is no shortage of hearing Tommy live anymore. Here is a 2 CD version of the BBC sessions. And this had 25 unreleased tracks, but this also included a bonus called Live at the BBC. This is a special edition of this. Most of them are single versions, but this was a 2 CD version. There's the single version there, plus I got the bonus disc. That was really sweet. Here's another little promo bonus disc of that early stuff. Then this was cool. This was on musicmaker.com. And this was the Who Live, The Blues to the Bush. There's different versions of this, 1999. This is the full show, the 2-disc version, which looks like that. There's a lot of versions that are just a single version. And this was a really good performance, 1999 The Who. You will see there's endless live stuff. This is a bootleg. I did an unboxing of this. You could check out my Who videos. The Who Instant Party, the complete UK and US singles collection. This is a bootleg. It actually came with bootleggers can do an unbelievable job. Came up with cards, with postcards even. And then you open it up and it kind of looks like that. And I got this at a record fair a long time ago. It came with not one but 2 booklets, and the booklets look like this. So, pretty amazing stuff. They are a fun band to collect The Who. And if you're wondering what's on it, I will show you shortly. Let's do that. That's what's on this collection. The original 45 mixes is what this is. So it's different than, you know, the album versions, and there's B-sides that were not available anywhere. Instant Party, a great one. There's another boot I'm going to show you. Here's another best of the Ultimate Collection 2-disc set. And then they would release a series when they go on tour. You could actually buy their performances. And here's them live in One Tour, New York, which is where I live. August 31st, 2002, and you get the whole show. And it was pretty good quality for sure. Then they did Live at the Royal Albert Hall in this kind of a mini box. And you got 3 discs, 2 CDs, plus a bonus disc. And this is the one that's got Eddie Vedder and Noel Gallagher and even Bryan Adams and other people guesting. Paul Weller was on here as well. Good live show. And here's that other bootleg that's similar to the other one I showed you, Pop Goes Art. This is a great time period in The Who that I love. You know, like the sellout time period. And again, this is an incredible book that comes with it. And again, this is a bootleg. Now, I don't feel bad buying these bootlegs because I buy everything from The Who anyway. So, but this is the track listing on this amazing bootleg from that focuses just on that time period. Then and Now, 1964 to 2004, another officially released Who compilation. There is no shortage of these things, and they kind of get you by throwing on 1 or 2 new tracks. This one threw on Real Good Looking Boy and Old Red Wine, so I had to buy it to keep the collection complete. They did Endless Wire. I have done videos on Endless Wire. There's a series I do called Treasure or Trash, and Endless Wire is in there, so feel free, where I analyze the album completely, but this is the bonus version with the DVD of Live at Lion. Endless Wire. And then here's a promo, You and Me catalog and Endless Wire radio sampler to get radio to stop playing some of their tracks. Interesting collection. It's always fun to find these things. Here's a bootleg of The Who, uncut, uncensored, unrepentant, October 29, 2006 from the Roundhouse and from that Endless Wire period. Here's an interesting one they put out called Greatest Hits Live. And that's exactly what it is. It's a good sampler of a lot of their most famous tracks. Even get A Man in a Purple Dress, which is a cool track. So that's a good collection right there. Move you over. Another collection, another tour. I saw this tour as well. The Who Hits 50. And this is a 2 CD collection. Came with a t-shirt. And a whole lot of tracks right there. So, good collection. No shortage of them for The Who. Then they went into the archives. They put out Live at the Fillmore East 1968. I had this on bootleg. And then they finally officially released it. And then I did get rid of the bootleg because I got their version. But this is what's on there, including a whopping 30-plus minute version of My Generation. I saw this show. This is when they came back and put out Who. And they put out multiple versions of this. And I'm a sucker. So this was the original version right there. I thought it was okay. And then they put out this version, a deluxe edition, which featured them live at Kingston. And I saw that show. It just so happened I was visiting my daughter who was studying in Kingston. And we went to visit her, and we went to that show. We didn't have tickets, and I said to the guy, please, I'm all the way from America. I am one of the biggest Who fans. It would be amazing to get in there. And we paid, I think the tickets were $20 US. That's how cheap it was, or 20 pounds. And we saw them. It wasn't a full set, it was like acoustic, but it was a lot of fun. And they reissued Who with the set from Kingston upon Thames. Pretty cool. Especially cool that I was there. Then here's this one, The Who with Orchestra live at Wembley when they toured with the orchestra. You get the Blu-ray and 2 CDs of the whole show. Unfortunately, the Blu-ray is audio only. I do not understand why they didn't put a video of this on there. But it's a really good performance, interesting performance with them with orchestra. I saw that tour as well. You know I'm a big Who fan. What am I missing? Some other stuff. Here is a box set live in Hyde Park. There is no shortage of Who stuff, as you can tell, because I pretty much got almost all of it. And nice booklet, good performance, not great, but it's not essential, but I got a good deal on this at the time. 2 CDs and a Blu-ray and a DVD and surround sound, and they do sound good. It's a good performance. Another box set they put out was Joined Together. This is from their 1989 tour, a tour that I'm not a huge fan of. They call this one the Big Band. A lot of people call it the Big Band version of The Who. Townsend was only playing acoustic pretty much. And, yeah, I mean, it's good for what it is. It's only 2 CDs and this booklet as well. John Entwistle is still in there, and it looks like that. So it's not a Who album that I ever really go to much. And they did Tommy again. There is endless live versions of Tommy. Want to see a really cool box set? I have done unboxings. You can go. I have a playlist called Favorite Box Sets. Every Who box set has been completely unboxed when I go through it bit by bit. But this is a really cool one. This is Quadrophenia live in London, a 5-disc limited edition, and you get so much stuff on here. You get a Blu-ray of the concert, a DVD of the concert, 2 CDs of the concert on audio, and you also get, which was the main thing, on the Blu-ray you get a surround sound 5.1 of the studio album of Quadrophenia, and it looks like that, the headlight from the scooter. And when you open it up, man, you get a booklet inside that's round like this, and it goes through, you know, what you saw in the concert and Quadrophenia. I have a lot of versions of Quadrophenia. I'm never tired of them. And then inside there's a pin and other stuff, and then it looks like that. So a really, really clever packaging, beautiful set of the Who doing Quadrophenia in London. Plus, in here, you get the surround sound 5.1 of the studio version of Quadrophenia, the original one from '73. That is a really, really cool box that I love to have. And I'm very, very quickly just going to show you the mega ones because I've already done full unboxings of each. Go to my playlist, favorite box sets. You will see each one of these. I got my pajamas on, because it is Tuesday morning and I'm off. But here is the box set of My Generation. Again, there's 5 discs in here. I am not going to open these again because there's a favorite box sets video that shows each one of these completely unboxed. Here is the Who Sell Out. Right there. Another mega box. This one is 7 discs as well. Incredible booklets. Again, if you want to see the whole box, go to my playlist called Favorite Box Sets, and you will see them. Oh, I even have a video. There's a separate video. Go to Artist Discographies. There's another playlist. There's a video where I just show the Who box sets. You can see it there too. Here is the Tommy Mega Deluxe box set. Just beautifully done. The biggest one of all is Lifehouse. This thing, you probably, well, again, I got 2 Who videos just on their box sets, including a video just on this one. This thing is so big, it's ridiculous. And how many discs are in here? 11 discs, Blu-rays, CDs, and books, like that. So, again, I have 2 videos. Go to Favorite Box Sets or go to Artist Discographies, and there's a separate video just on the Who box sets. My favorite one probably is the Quadrophenia one right here, and they call this one the Super Director's Cut. Right there. Just gigantic. Again, feel free to check out those videos. I think you'll like them. I do not have the Who Are You Super Deluxe, but I will be getting it, of course. I just haven't purchased it yet, but I will. So there you have it in 26 minutes, 69 Who albums that I have. Pretty much everything, really. And again, I'll be picking up the Who Are You Super Deluxe. So I hope you kind of enjoyed this video. Send your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Love the Who and all the different periods and everything that they've done. And I hope you do too. So, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next time on the Alan Rosenberg Show. Oh, and by the way, if you're new and you like the video, please hit subscribe. Help my channel to grow so other people can see the content and my collection that I love and cherish. All right, I'll see you around.